So I don't know if by now, if anyone's had an opportunity to take a look at the latest original film, which was released by Crackle March 27th, Dead Rising Watchtower. This was based off of the original 2006 game released by Capcom, and I'm really not too familiar with the first game. I've honestly only played Dead Rising off the record, which I guess you could say is more of a spin-off type deal. It's not, I guess, kind of one of the official ones. So I'm really not too familiar with the characters, but I really do like how they did keep some of the crass humor throughout the reporter commentary throughout the film. That definitely did keep with spirit. This was an American-Canadian co-production. It is, of course, as I said, distributed by Crackle, and it should later receive a cable television release. I'm really not too sure of the date or network yet, and I believe it will also later become available on iTunes and VOD as well. So those are definitely options if you're not interested in watching this for free off of Crackle. You honestly don't even have to create an account. You can just watch the film for free. The only downside, which I guess may be the reason why some people are possibly considering waiting for VOD or cable, is you do have to watch commercials every so often. So it's almost the equivalent of watching an original film, like a TV movie, straight off of cable. But the story actually did turn out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be. As I said previously in my trailer review, it definitely was a lot more action-oriented. There really weren't too many horror elements. Same thing with gore, but I guess you would expect the same from a TV movie, in the sense that they did have strategic cutaways every time someone was attacked by zombies. In some instances you did get to see zombies blow up and you got CG blood, but I don't know, I prefer practical effects, that's just me. But for the most part, very well acted, good lighting, and as I said previously, the only two main reasons I was really looking forward to watching this was because of Virginia Madsen, and she does play a, I guess you could say, a single widowed mother in the film. Her daughter actually did take the zombie vaccination, Zombrex, which mysteriously stopped working, as did with many of the people who took the medication. So her daughter became a zombie, and I don't know if it's just the fact that she's just grief-stricken or just can't get over it, but that stays with her throughout the film. And she later does, I guess you could say, commits a zombie suicide so that she can be with her daughter again. But the two main reporters in the film, they basically get locked behind the quarantine zone when everything hits the fan. And there's a woman who's basically just kind of at the front gate. She's really not too involved, other than just trying to encourage the person handling the quarantine to allow her to go back there and get her partner, or have some sort of a rescue team go back and fetch him, because they do have a woman back there who is actually taking an on-the-street vaccination. She hasn't been taking the government-approved vaccination, and this has allowed her to survive. I guess the outbreak is just the fact that she was taking something else. So she is living proof that it's not airborne. They don't have to bomb the quarantine zone. They can basically just use her as study to improve the vaccination. And they do have several on-air correspondences with a news network. So in addition to just phone reports on what actually is going on behind the quarantine zone, a video later is also broadcast in which she's on the verge of turning, and she's given the government vaccination. And it seems to actually speed up the process. So at some point, the reporter has to put down the camera and actually assist her in taking her own medication, which immediately alleviates the stress. So it's at this point that it really is taken much more seriously. A team is sent out there to fetch them, and they are retrieved, but the conspiracy remains is that the real purpose is that they did plan for this outbreak to occur, and what they're really wanting to do is implant a chip, which of course tracks people unbeknownst to them, but is supposedly intended to only provide a year's worth of vaccination. So it only has to be replaced once a year rather than injected daily. Another one of the main reasons I really wanted to watch this film was because the Saskas had a cameo, and they're really there just so briefly. You really have to keep an eye out for them, but you know, it's just fun just watching them zombified. But all in all, it was a good film. I enjoyed it. It's obviously not a blockbuster film of the summer type production, but it was very well produced. It was a decent story, and I would recommend it. I would definitely say check it out, especially if you're just either into Dead Rising or just zombies in general. Give it a chance. You'd probably really enjoy it. It was actually a pretty fun film. But I will go ahead and post the link to Crackle in the description box if you feel like checking it out. Like I said, it's a free film, and I will talk to you later.